Good. You're on, my dear. We can't hear you.
Okay, now you can. Yes. Namaste to all of you beautiful women who have joined us again for this week. Those of you who showed up early, such a delight to hear your voices and to have you be a part of the circle. It's really important that we integrate both the sharing and the teachings so that this experience becomes deeper than just witnessing, but that you actually become a part of it. So I encourage any of you who didn't come early, if you can next week, we'd love to hear from you and see how we can integrate all of us into this process. But we're gonna get started right now. We're not gonna have any more discussion. Siddhi's going to take it away. Start recording, please, Siddhi.
I did. I'm on track.
Okay. Beautiful partner.
So good morning to all of us. I just want to make sure there's some, especially when we go into the movement, it would be great not to wear shoes or socks. If you have them on, maybe you can take them off. We do something standing today, so for some it might work, for some not, then I will give you a modification. Yeah. But I thought, you know, for us to experience joy, what's really needed is feeling centered, feeling grounded. So, and we want to work the earth element, yeah? Because especially right now in this time, you know, the earth is a bit shaking for us, you know, on a lot of different levels. So that will be our emphasis today. So let's rub your palms. And we come into prayer pose. Long, deep breath. And just for a moment, you can check into where is my earth shaking? Where doesn't it feel that solid or secure and safe? And maybe it's not in your place, in your body, but maybe in your surrounding, and you pick this up. Now, because we also pick up from the collective consciousness, and it can have an impact on how we feel within ourselves. Good, and then we tune in with 3 arms. Inhale deeply. Inhale and exhale. So we take our right thumb, we're closing our right nostril. The left hand, you touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your ring finger. Yeah, so this way you balance and stabilize the earth element within you. And you just hold this hand by your side. Everything is relaxed. You inhale through your left nostril. And I want you to exhale through your open mouth. Inhale through your left nostril. And exhale, open mouth. And we continue this breath pattern. Preferably our eyes are closed. We let life in. And we let go. Good, and please maintain the practice Inhale through the nose, exhale, open mouth. We're cooling our energy. We become more receptive. Slowing down. We're present to our V-space. Feeling the me and the we. Allowing for long, deep breathing without any pressure or force. For the remaining 2 minutes, remember each breath is vitality and the opportunity to be. We take a deep inhalation, suspending our breath, slowly removing our right hand Bringing our hands onto our knees, eyes stay closed. Exhale, open mouth. Now inhale through your nostrils. Exhale through your nostrils. And just feel the ground beneath you. Good. And we gently open our eyes. So I want you can do this sitting on a chair or on the floor. I want you to take your left hand and really rub the sole of your right foot. These feet are so much, they carry us through this life. They are connected to the earth element. They have 26 little bones in them, like our hands. And often they get very little attention. And unfortunately, in our lifestyle, we all run around with flip-flops or sneakers. And what happens is that we actually separate ourselves from the electromagnetic field of the earth. So we get separated. And I think that separation has a lot to do with us not thinking enough about climate change and everything, because we are not as connected to our mother as we should. So walking barefoot 20 to 30, maybe even 40 minutes a day on the earth, on the ground, is really preferable. Yeah, so it will also decrease the inflammation in your body. So now take that right foot, take all the fingers of your left hand and put them in between your toes. That should be really easy. If you have to help, well, then this is a good practice to do every day. So it should be easy. And then we just rotate our foot and our ankle. Now stimulating all the elements that go into the feet. That's what we do this morning. Just staying grounding. Reverse the direction. And if you can't bring your fingers through for whatever reason, then hold on to the foot and you do it this way. Just move something. You want to keep the ankles really flexible ultimately. Good. Wonderful. And we just let go here and we switch legs. Just rub the inside of your left sole. And bring energy into it. So the high concentration of nerves right now activates the sole of your foot. It's really beautiful if you do this. Especially before you go to bed. Yeah, if you massage yourself with a little sesame oil or coconut oil, not too much, you don't want to slip on the floor, but just a little bit of oil so that you're grounding your energy. And getting out of the head into your feet is a good thing, especially when we want to go to bed. Now, if you feel the warmth, just know in the foot you have the K21, it's your kidney point. And the kidney point has to do with our energy level, our vitality. So if that point gets warm, I bet you experience more joy in your life because the energy is flowing more freely. Good. And let's do the same. Bring your left foot over, all fingers in between your toes, and then you just rotate. I always find it fascinating that these little feet carry this big body. It's quite interesting. Interesting creation. Good. And we know how important each toe is once we hurt a toe. You feel it through the entire body. Reverse the direction. It's important to keep our feet, active, because we also want to have the connection from the feet to our brain. We want to keep the control center connected. Good. And then we let go. And you can do this also sitting on the chair. Just extend your legs out. Make sure you're not slipping off your chair. And I want you to flex, point, as much as you can. Make sure your arms are back. You can sit on the chair straight or on the floor. And then from here, we do little rotations. So especially when we experience heat waves like we have right now, we tend to have more water retention in the body. And just moving your ankles, your feet is really helpful. And you create more grounding and centering within yourself so that the joy can really blossom. Good, let's reverse the direction, go to the other side. Now if you do this at home, a minute, each direction is good enough. You can even do it under your desk. Good. Now I want you to come standing. And I want to get the energy from the feet through the knees. Yeah, so I want your knees bent, your fingers around your knees, and you just do circular motion with your knees. This is actually important also for the functioning of your brain, because brain health and joint health go together. Yeah, and you just do what you can. Yeah, this is not a yoga class. This is just a preparation for us to sit, to be able to receive, everything Nirmala will share with us. Yeah, so I just open up the base, the foundation in your body right now, which has to do with our feet, our bones, our immune system, even the large intestines. Good, reverse the direction. And always remember, joint health is important for brain health. Good. Now I want you to bring your legs further apart. Let me show you from this. Your hands are on the floor. Yeah, make sure you're safe. And I will show also an alternative. So for those, this doesn't work, no, please don't do it. And you come up onto your toes and you move back onto your heels. So you're rocking forward and back. This is great for your connecting tissue, for the fascia in your body. We just do one more minute. For those who can't do this, you can be against the wall. You come up onto your toes, rock back onto your heel. But protect yourself. Yeah. Just move over. Good. Just a little bit more. Good. And then we bend our knees. We roll up, rotating our shoulders forward, up and back, walking our feet together. And just for a moment, placing our hands below our belly button, and we breathe. Take 3 deep breaths. now your foundation is set, and we can all listen and let in what our friend has to share.
Thank you, Siddhi. So what I would really like to concentrate on today is this one line that I would like for you to write down if you have pen and paper, or at least etch it into your brain. My job is personal transformation. My job is personal transformation. That is our mantra for this week, maybe for your life, actually. So many women come to me with the challenges of, how do I find my purpose? What are all these different titles and jobs that I have, from mother to wife to office worker to artist? They're all a combination of our passions and our responsibilities. But on top of those, the most important job we have is self-transformation, personal transformation. If we don't transform in this lifetime, we can't tend any of the other jobs and titles and responsibilities we have. It's not possible for us. It's the old adage of, if you're in the airplane and the oxygen masks come down, put your own on before you assist those around you. We cannot show up as our best version of ourselves if we're not having self-transformation and personal transformation as our focus point in our life. That we should give ourselves responsibility and the ability to focus on that. That we give ourselves permission to be focusing on ourselves. It's such a natural tendency for women. We're nurturers. We nurture out into the world. In this group here, we have, teachers and activists and artists and mothers and wives, and so many different qualities that we give into the world. And we get consumed by that, to where taking care of ourselves becomes a little bit in the background, or we have to justify it, or we have to get sick. And then we say, okay, I'm too tired, I've gone too far, I haven't given myself enough space, time, attention. Personal transformation requires 24/7, that we're always thinking about how it is that we're expanding into the world, and we're caretaking ourselves to be able to do that. So Siddhi worked with us today on grounding. How do we ground ourselves, our body, into the chair we're sitting on, into the floor that we're sitting on? How do we feel connected? So the idea of joy comes out of connectedness. It's very difficult to touch joy if you can't feel connected to the universe. One of you told me this week about just going out into nature, that how that changes your perception from you as an individual to you as part of the whole. And that every time she will go into the mountains or go on a hike, that there's this transformation that happens going from me to we. And we cannot go through personal transformation without making sure that we're tending ourselves to connect to the whole. So how do we do that? We ground ourselves so that we're in a state of equanimity. We're in a state of calmness. We're in a state of peacefulness, so that we can actually do that work. That work doesn't happen as easily amidst a frenzied mind, a crazy life, things coming at us. If we don't know how to handle and hold that, then we find that the joy and the peacefulness and the equanimity just dissipates around us. And then we have a mindset. Well, when I get this all settled, when I straighten out this problem, when I organize my closets, when I do whatever, then I'll feel that I can settle in. But no, we need to settle in all the time, so that whatever comes to us is fine. We can handle it. We'll see it. We'll experience it. will be willing to go into it, will be willing to take our piece of the responsibility. So again, as women, here's another sort of cliche, but women tend to think that they're responsible for all that's happening around them. So if there's a situation and it's not going well, whether it's with your spouse or your children or your classroom or whatever it is, we tend to jump in and find a way to solve something. And it's not about solving, it's about being in the flow so that we know what is ours and what is not ours. And then standing up for the responsibility of what is ours. And when you look at your life through the lens of personal transformation, you'll start seeing where it is appropriate for you to step in and where is it appropriate for you to step back. And you'll start using your energy more appropriately. And you'll find that you then have more energy and more capacity because you're not mixing in the things that aren't yours. So my job, I keep this as a Post-it note. I keep this on the top of my to-do things for the day. I keep this in the top of my mind. My job is personal transformation. I have to transform myself. I am responsible to transform myself so that the best version of me can be taken into the world and do the work that needs to be done in the world. That's what we do. Women do. We are nurturers. We take care of the universe. That's the Pachamama, the universal mother. But we do that best when we're bringing our best self forward. Often I have women say, well, how do I figure out what my purpose is? Your purpose is personal transformation. If you do your own work to transform yourself, then that which you're supposed to be doing in the world will become so obvious and will present itself so strongly that you can't do anything else. It's not a search. We don't search for what our purpose is. We live into our purpose. The searching is just picking up item after item, possibility after possibility, and then laying it back down. I tried this, I tried that. It's futile. We don't have to look for it. We have to prepare ourselves to receive it. There's a beautiful story, and I'm sure one of you can correct me because I'm sure it's probably been changed over the years and it's probably not completely accurate. But I was told once in the Kabbalah, the Jewish mystical teachings, that there's a story that when we're out of our body and we're having a conversation, we're about to come back and be embodied, we have a conversation with God. And we say, you know, he asks, or he, she, the essence of perfection asks us, what would you like to do in this lifetime? And we say, I'd like to serve in this way. I'd like to have a really beautiful big family, whatever we say. And that is gone, that's on a record. It's recorded in the Akashic records of whatever has always been thought and said and done. It's recorded. And then we come back. And we come back and we're veiled, completely veiled. We were born into this world and we have no idea what it is all about. So then we grow into it and ideas are put into our mind by our family, by our culture, by our own dreams of what we're here to do. The biggest existential question that people ask is, why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I meant to do? Because we associate doing that which we're called to do with a sense of equanimity, a sense of calmness, a sense of meaningfulness, of being here for a reason. That it's just not random that I'm here. I'm here to do something. What's my contribution? So we have many ways that we contribute into the world, and we've designed our lives so that we can do so. And many of us are doing, all of us are doing beautiful things, but many of us have already found our purpose. But your purpose changes as your life evolves. So we're now women of a certain age where what we do and how we are two different things. We may do many things. We may mother still, we may grandmother, we may design, we may create, we may do many things. But the most important thing that we do is how we show up in the world to be able to be of assistance to what's needed each and every moment. All the things that we do in the background are just making us fuller, more available as a capacity to move into whatever is called for in the moment. So all of these past things that we've learned how to do, they just magically come into place when it's needed. So you think, I didn't even know I'd ever use that, whatever I learned. And it turns out that one day in the middle of a really important situation, you remembered how to stitch that little stitch or to do whatever you had learned to do. Everything that happens to us in life is part of the fabric that we're going forward with. Everything. Nothing's for naught. Life is not happening to us. Life is happening for us. For any of you who have not read that beautiful, sweet book, The Alchemist, by Paulo Coelho, I think I'm saying his name correctly. Wonderful little book to pick up if you haven't read it. But everything we need is already here. It's not a search, it's a sit still. So Siddhi takes us through these grounding exercises today so that we can sit still and we can hear what it is that we're really here to do or to not do. My job is personal transformation. I want to become and live into the capacity that I came with. I don't want to leave one piece of it out. It might be some silly little thing that I can do that I don't think is worthy of my time, but that little piece is just as important of the whole of me. That it might show up in your classroom, Sophia, that you need something that you thought, oh, I'll never use this, but you do. It might show up on your canvas, Sarah, when you're painting something, that whatever that small experience was, it came through you and you're sharing it as a piece of art. Everything that's happening to us is coming through us for a purpose. Where do we intersect with that? We'll never know if we don't sit quietly, if we don't walk on the earth with our bare feet, if we don't sit in the solitude of our own silence. From a spiritual perspective, we're all here in this embodied form to transform into the most potent and vibrant being that we can. And our tool is our body. So we come in with this body and we have to take care of it. So Siddhi says, take care of your feet, take care of your joints, take care of this. If we don't do that, we're going to have our entire mindset will be focused on our physicality because our physicality will not serve us. So how we eat, how we hydrate, how we think about whatever it is that we're putting into our body and how we're subjecting our body to the world. Take care of your body. Remove it from situations that are not appropriate. Make sure that you're tending your body as you would tend somebody, a loved one in your life. It's not self-indulgent. It's a primary responsibility in personal transformation that you take care of this physical body. Take the time to take the walk or the hike or do the yoga class or do whatever you can do to make sure you're tending the body so that in the triad of the body, mind, spirit, the body doesn't hijack your spiritual experience. Because we all know when we're in pain and discomfort, it's much more difficult for us to focus on anything else. At the heart of the human design, as we can say, is service and our purpose and how we live into the world. We have an absolute yearning to connect to ourselves in that deeper way. And that's why we practice yoga and meditation and pranayama and self-awareness and observation and witness and all of these words and these tools that are part of the spiritual journey so that we can connect to the deepest part of ourselves, which is this triad of body, mind, and spirit. This is, everyone says, keep the mind quiet. Shut the mind down. We need to keep the mind from chattering. Yes, of course we do. But the mind and the brain is a brilliant thing. think of all the advances and all of the beauty that's come out of the brain power, the collective brain power. It's not about shutting something down. It's about bringing things into balance. What is our balance? So this week, I'd like for you to take a look at this triad of body, mind, and spirit, and imagine what's out of balance for you. Is it your attention to your body? Is it your mind that's moving you in directions you don't want to go? Is it that you don't feel connected to your spirit? What is the balance? How is that balancing for you in your life? And then we're going to talk a little bit more next week about how we integrate those three. But today, we are finished with the discourse. So I'm going to throw you back, as they say on the TV network stations. I'm throwing it back to Sydney.
And I'm catching it. Good. Thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. You know, it's always just amazed me how eloquent you communicate. So I'm always touched by it. I'm so missing it with myself. So I want us to, everything that we heard, you know, there's so much information, and I always think we need balance. From all this listening, now we go into the listening within ourselves. And I like to use the mudra. It's very simple. You interlace all fingers, and the sides of your thumbs are touching, and they stay up, and you just hold this mudra against your body. So it's a mudra that touches actually the body. Yeah? Interlace all fingers, and then we go here. So then we gently close our eyes, and we mentally recite Soham, 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 which means I am. If you don't feel comfortable with the Sanskrit word, use I am. And you inhale so, mentally reciting so. You exhale, mentally reciting hum. I am. Because that's what we need to come back to every single day, to I am. Because from the I am, the joy can rise. Being centered within ourselves. Mentally recite so on the inhalation, exhalation, mentally recite hum. Let the hands, this mudra, this finger position work for you. It helps you with grounding yourself, and it helps you with your projection. And with the mantra, you're overriding existing repeating programs of subconsciousness. Come more home to yourself. or take a deep inhalation. Hold and now exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. We gently bring our hands into prayer pose. Bowing towards our heart and our body. And we invite you this week, because all of us are walking. Take off your socks, take off your shoes. Walk on Mother Earth's belly. Feel her richness. Feel the wetness in the grass, or maybe on the ocean. Feel her sand between your feet, or the little pricky rocks on the dirt road. Just feel her, because she will heal you. And to that we tune out with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale deeply. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We're wishing you all a great week. Have a beautiful time. Enjoy your joy. Namaste. For those who want to stay sit, I will turn on the music again and you can just stay for a while. Yeah? Thank you, Namala.